Okay, let's talk to Bela. Bela.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
So this one's a bit more on the sillier side, but wait.
that's okay.
Um so I believe about 5 years ago, me and a few friends decided we're gonna try to be cool, we're gonna be edgy, and we're gonna try to sneak into an R-rated film, which ended up being Jackass 3.
Oh, you're bad.
Now, I live in like the East LA area, so usually a lot of our theaters they have a history of not giving a shit about anything.
Sure.
It's very much easy to get in,
I
sneak
felt
in,
like
movie pop and all that.
right before I turned 18, they started checking at the theater. Like
Oh, right.
right as I was about to turn, I used to be able to like, oh, buy a ticket and we'll swap stuff
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
They started checking at the door of the theater, like the door into the actual theater for the movie.
Hmm.
And when I was a kid,
Exactly. So that night we went. It was a midnight premiere, and we figured, oh, it's just gonna be easy peasy. Yeah, no, it's just so happened that they decided, no, we're gonna start checking in. We're gonna start checking
ooh,
people.
hated that.
Ooh,
So,
yikes.
so what we tried doing is, the typical thing where we try and, find a lovely young adult couple and ask them to pose as our parents, which we did.
Ooh,
So as we're
bold.
waiting in line, and another group of kids come up behind us and they ask us, "Hey, do you think you can like ask your parents if they can pose as our parents?" And we're like, we're like, "No, well, yeah, they're doing the same thing for us," and we managed to kind of coerce them into they bring them along too. So this happens about three more times. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but there may have been about 8 or 9 kids trying to piggyback off this couple and trying to sneak into this movie.
Oh my God.
Everybody
And they
wanted
were
to see that
like this
movie.
kind of like, and they were kind of like this like meager, like shyish, like 40-year-old, couple. They're just, whatever, they're hanging out. They're just kind of reluctantly going along with this. So, the showtime comes upon, they're about to let everyone in. So they let about four of us in, and the guy checking in, I believe, he just kind of barely realizes that, like, wait a minute. There's about like, yeah, like 8 kids until like the next adult comes in. Like these can't all be
Yeah.
these person's kids. So they stop us, and they're like, yeah, no, you guys can't come in. And the other kids behind us, they're like, oh, no, trust me, we're all with this one family. And they try to like, they should like yeah, just tell them tell them that we're with you. And they kind of like they kind of break edge, like, oh, well, you see, it's not really the case. And this guy, he just gets like, he starts cussing him out. He's like, what the fuck? You said you got us. You said you had us. You said you're gonna let us get in the movie.
Oh,
And the attendee is just kind of like, he didn't want to, he wouldn't budge. And
Shit.
at that point, it was just. And, well, we weren't allowed to go in and see the movie. None of the kids, they kind of just like, we can't let you in. We're sorry.
ooh.
And they had this little shouting match between,
The
I
adults
mean,
trying to
they,
yeah.
they kind of just ended up sneaking past. They kind of neglected us, but
Did you end
I
up seeing
mean,
the
we kind
movie?
of laughed it
Like,
off.
did you have to go
We
home?
didn't get to see the movie after all, but
Okay.
yeah, they figured, we're trying to, just a bunch of punks trying to sneak in, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Shit.
ridiculous.
Um, have
Have
you
you ever
ever?
guys tried doing that at some point in your life, trying to sneak into a movie?
I never did.
I never really like. I would get like my parents would go see a movie, and I would go with them when I was a kid, and I
Yeah.
would they would they would just we would switch tickets.
Yeah.
Basically, I'd be going to see the rated R movie, and if their movie wasn't rated R, we just
Oh, really?
switch, and I would actually go see the movie. And uh, but other than that, no, I never really tried
Well,
to sneak in.
it sounds whatever, but there were no rated R movies I wanted to see when I was a kid.
Really?
I never had that. There was a ton I wanted to see PG-13, um, but R just never. Honestly, like Terminator 2 came out, and that was one that was
Yeah.
like, man, I hear you got to see that.
Mhm.
That was one. I can't think of others. Like honestly, like my taste as a kid, I wasn't looking for that. for me, it was lots of PG-13 stuff. Batman Returns, all the kind of like
Yeah.
all the superhero stuff.
Like Resident Evil. I wanted to see Resident Evil really bad.
Yeah, but I was almost old enough by that point. I didn't want to see Resident Evil, to be honest.
Yeah.
When they announced that, I didn't
came
want
out
to see
in,
that.
like 2001. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
the edge. Like I said,
But I was
didn't
18 by
start-
that point. Yeah. I mean, there was stuff I wanted to
Yeah.
see in high school, like The Matrix. But I
Is that
was
rated R?
It was, yeah.
Really?
Matrix is an R, and a lot of people forget that, but it is because of shooting people.
Yeah.
Lots of person-to-person bullet. You have to get a rated R. But they never say fuck, or they never.
No.
There is a sex situation in the second one, but even then, you don't really see anything. But it's more because of there's point blank bullet shit.
Yeah.
And but it's kind of goofy because those movies, it's like, well, you're in a simulation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's some violent things in it, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was one. Yeah, in high school, I was like, okay, I want to see that. But I was like 16, 17 by that point.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
So, yeah.
that's not old enough to see a rated R movie still.
Yeah, it
18.
wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So that I waited for DVD.
Yeah. It was right at the end when I started trying to see, and that was like when I started running into the thing. I never saw Terminator 2 in theaters ever.
No, I never did.
Yeah.
I didn't.
When I was
but
that
I
young-
wanted to. That was
yeah.
one where I wanted to.
When I was that young, I was watching rated R movies, but at home. I was never going to
Yeah,
theaters.
my parents were willing to show me rated R stuff if they thought I was ready for nothing like anything of a sexual nature. If I was a kid, they weren't going to show me Basic Instinct, but like Alien, the Alien series, those are R. And my parents were like, just so you know, like, because I kept asking about them, like, oh, those are girl, and they said, well, they're very intense. So if you think you're ready to watch that, we'll watch it with you. But they would tell me everything about it.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't say no. They would just tell me everything about it and then go, do you think you're ready to see that with us? And sometimes they'd describe stuff and it's like, I don't want to watch that. With the Alien movies, I was just like, oh, I didn't know it was that intense or that scary. Well, maybe someday. Maybe I won't. I wasn't like I don't know. I didn't really know anything about it. So I wasn't like feeling like I missed out.
Yeah, like we had to try sneaking into like Jackass, of course, because like our parents wanted like nothing to do with that. No, that's full on like dicks, shit, and all that.
Yeah, that has full blown dicks in it.
Yeah,
like
3D dicks. But
what was funny, I think I've talked about this before, but what was funny to me about something that happened back in the day was I remember Hannibal came out.
Yeah.
And it caused such an uproar because that movie was rated R, but there's stuff in it that was like, this is too much even for R. Like, it's so gory, it's so gross, blah, 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 that people were getting like upset by it. And I remember the theater, the closest one to us right here, did a thing where, you know what? They're not even going to let you in unless you're 25.
oh shit!
It's rated R.
And it was like, no, it's rated R. Yeah, they don't care. It's like, it's that upsetting. They're just keeping it.
R is 17 and above, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to have a parent with you. No, wait. Yeah, you have to have a parent with you.
Yeah.
If you're under 17. And they made it like, no, we're just letting, you got to be. I could be wrong. It might have been 20. Either 20
That's
or 25.
odd because I think even the highest rating, like you're not allowed at all unless you're 17.
No, but the highest rating is
NC-17.
18 and up. They can't limit anything you do. I mean, you're a fucking
Right.
adult at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, they said it. You have to be like 20 and up even just to go. And I think they got in trouble. It was like, you can't.
The rating
do that.
is like
Yeah. They had some kind of rule in place where it was like, it was stupid. I remember everyone was like, okay, yeah, good luck enforcing that.
Yeah.
We're coming. But anyway, how dumb. But I guess they got that many complaints that they thought it was worth it. I don't know. I've never seen Hannibal. All I saw was there's a scene where someone was
I've
like
seen the ending scene.
eating someone's brain or something like that.
That's all
and
I've
it was
seen.
like, this is fucking dumb. I don't know. What do you think? All right, Bela, thank you for your call.
All right, man. Stay frosty.
What the hell does that mean?
Nothing. It's a stupid quote from a dumb game.
What game?
Call of Duty.
They say stay frosty?
They do?
You ever
They're
heard that
like
one?
Toasty and Metal Gear Solid? Not Metal
I
Solid,
don't know.
Mortal
I
Kombat.
don't even know. It's just.
But
like,
you said it. What if that's a bad thing? What if Stay Frosty means like fuck you?
Oh no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Well, stay frosty to you too.
Yeah, stay. Yeah, you know what? Stay. I'm not gonna stay frosty. I'm gonna stay heated up.
Well, you got a sweater. You got a nice toasty sweater right there.
It's cold in here though, so
It is. It's gonna get
Uh,
colder too.
It's that nice. Finally, it's finally winter in Cali for the first time in like 10 years.
what? Instead of stay frosty, why not keep it crispy?
I can get down with that.
Okay, keep it crispy, Bela.
Will do.
Okay.